Hi and welcome. I'm John and this is Unicorn Gaming Terrain. Guys, welcome back. This is a Let's Build video for everyone that's new. What does it mean? What does it entail? Well, Let's Build videos, I take a model kit and I put it together for you guys. Now, the reason I do this is if you struggle with instructions, this is a visual aid to help you. If you have dyslexia, again, this is another visual aid. Or if you don't have any of those, but you're unsure about a kit, you think it looks a bit intimidating, looks a bit hard, again, this is an easy way to show you how to put it together. If there's any points of concern, whether it be taking it off the sprue or cleaning it down, mold lines or weak bits that you need to be careful of, again, I'll let you guys know. Or if you're just generally interested in a new faction but you're not sure about how the models are going to be easy to put together or not, this is the video for you. For all my regulars here, guys, I feel love, thank you very much. I'll see you in a second. So what am I building today? As I promised, or as I threatened, I'm going to build a giant. Now the giant kit is absolutely huge. It's too big to even get all the sprues on camera. As you can see, there's 3 sprues here. We'll go through and have a look at them. This is the first sprue. So, right, well, let me start beginning. Start again, actually. Tools we need: a scraper, yeah, mold line scraper or hobby knife. We need some sanding sponge. That's what I use. Most important tool, clippers. And this is a plastic kit, so plastic glue. Now let's have a look at the kit, shall we? First sprue, sorry, not the camera, first sprue. As always, we'll look at what parts of the model we can identify readily. There's the base. There's his front body, back side, this front side. These are cloths that go over his legs. I think they're his legs, they're his arms. There's some more cloths there. There's his little feet. Now you notice there's a few bits missing because I used them on the Bloodthirsty Kit Bash model. Here's the second sprue. Again, there's so much on here. There's weapon arms, there's extras, bone cages, and there's people that he's holding in his hand. Where are we? Yeah, there's different heads. I'm sorry if I can't get it all on the camera, it's just huge. Okay, that's the second sprue. And here's the third sprue. Again, some more heads and loads of extras. And a cobweb. Nice. Different weapon arms. There's an insane amount of pieces on this kit. Now, even if I don't use all the pieces on the kit to build the giant, there's still bits that I can use like this in terrain builds. So what I'm going to do, because I can't find the instructions for this guy, so I'm going to wing it, which is, well, I'm going to wing it for now, and I'm going to keep an eye out for the instructions, and when I find them, then I'll refer back to that and it's fine. So the first thing I need to do is decide, well, I'm going to take the body off first. Okay, these 2 pieces and these 2 pieces, yeah, because they go together. It's very simple. Let's get simple stuff out of the way. I'm going to clip his base off and give that make sure there's no little bits hanging off of it, and that's really good and easy to go then. I'll come back to you when I clip those and clean those. Right, so I dry fitted 2 pieces. That's how easy they go. Okay, you will have a little line along there, but you just have to run this plastic glue over the top of it. This one's a little bit trickier because it has to line up in the middle at the bottom here. Yeah, my finger is, it lines up like that. These are the tops lined up. Yeah, so this is a bit more tricky one, but I'm going to glue them together and then I'll come back to you then. Right, I made a bit of a boo-boo at the beginning there. It's not actually 3 sprues, it's 2. Because this one is the same as another one. I only realised that a minute ago when I was looking for the heads. So now I need to decide what head I'm going to use. This amazing head is amazing. There's a big bit of stone hanging off the side of him. So knocking the camera, Bruce so big. There's this lovely one with a beard. There's this gumless looking one with his mouth open, again, which is great for the teeth and everything else. And there was another one, the horns on it, but I've used on a previous build. So I'm probably going to go with, this head. Because when I paint him, I really want to go to town on the eyes and the face. So I'm going to go with this head here. I'm going to clip it off, clean it down, and I'll show you where it goes. Right, so here we have the head. That looks absolutely amazing. Now, don't panic. Let me show you how it goes on. See how it goes there? It just literally just slots on like that. It's that easy. Okay. So I'm going to whack some plastic glue on there. Around the edge here. Almost out of plastic glue as well, which is mad, because it's the second part that I've had. That I've actually had for years. There we go, nice and easy. So I'm going to leave it to dry, and I'm going to come back to you, put it with the arms and the legs, because looking at the sprue, I don't think there's a legs as such. I think, if memory serves right, I think the cloth, sorry, let me turn it around, the cloth goes with the other cloth, and it gives you the illusion of legs, and then the feet slot in the bottom, because there's little slots there for the feet to go into. And these are the arms, and the arms don't have any slots for it to go into. The only slot they have is that little slot, which goes into this little bit here. So I'm going to leave that to dry, and we'll come back and look at that in a little bit more detail. It gives me a chance to look for the instructions as well. I'll see you when it goes. I had a little quick look at the Giant kit on GW website, and I do believe that these pieces, 2 of them are legs and 2 of them are arms. I do believe that. I think these are the arms and these are the legs. Because the bit with the cloth hanging out, a bit with the hole in the cloth, there's actually a knee that you can see through the cloth. So I believe that is that. We'll have a look at that in a minute. All I've done is put a bit of glue around there, because this slots into here. Now you see this little bit here, and there's 2 bits there. They're meant to slide in here, but it's a bit of a, as you can see, it doesn't fit snugly as it should. So as we do that, then we have a little gap there, but that's not an issue, because we can cover that up. We can, when we spray that down, you're not going to see that. It's going to be totally darkened off, but you can get some green stuff in there. You can get a bit of super glue and a bit of baking powder, baking soda, and you put the super glue in there, and you just cover it with baking soda, and the super glue would join with both baking soda and form a join, and then just tip it up, shake the excess off, spray it down as normal. So there we have the first. But anyway, that's a problem for another day. So there's the first part of him. Yeah, it's coming together very nicely. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the 2 that I believe are the arms, which are these 2. I'm going to snip them off, clean them down, and then see how they dry fit on. I pretty much imagine how they go on, but I'll just test it first of all, as always, and come back and show you. Right, so the arms are done. Now there's a few little bits, so just in there's a little bit, doesn't matter, I can do that afterwards, finish that off afterwards, but basically they're just slots in like that. Now you see the top here, there's a little triangle piece. Okay, there's a little triangle piece there, it just slots in. Okay, so I'm going to glue that one in, and then this one comes in towards his knee. That's his arm. That one goes in there that way around. Okay, it's very easy. I'm going to glue them in, and I'll come back to you then. And here we are. Arms glued in. Now I'm going to take these 2, to the legs, and I'll trim them, take them off the sprue, give them a clean down and dry fit them on. Right, I've stopped myself here. I believe they're arms. I'll tell you why. The rest of the see the knobbly bit, that's that bit there. This is the back. I'll turn this around so you can see it. This is the back of the leg. So that little bit that sticks out there is a knobbly bit, which is going to come through the gap there. So I'm going to take off the two that go together. Now this one, where are we? There's a little L in the middle. So I can get this on camera for you. There's a little L in there, so it's a left leg. This one has a little R, so it's right leg. And the same on the other side, there's an R in there and an L on there. So I'm going to take the two left ones off and clean them down and come back to you then. Right, so I was right the first time round, very right at the beginning, because there's two pieces. That goes on top, that gives you the illusion of a leg. There's no actual leg in there. Okay, so I'm going to glue these two together, so they literally just go on like that. So I'm going to snip that little piece off, that shouldn't be there. Glue these two on. Then I'm going to cut the snip off the right leg, do the same thing again, and I'll come back to you when I'm at that stage. Right, we're almost there. Now, the next stage I'm going to do is I'm actually going to glue the legs in place. Okay, so they literally go on like that. Okay, see how that goes like that? That literally just slots in there like that. Gives you, is it like that? No, is that long? That's the wrong foot, leg, sorry. Literally goes on like that over the top. You can see that there's a little horrible join line again there, but that's how it goes on. So I'm going to glue them on. This is the other one that goes this side. Okay, so I'm going to glue that on and I'll come back to you then. Right, that's the easy part's done. Now we're on to the hard parts. Some of you can say, what do you mean hard parts? Now, it comes with various options and add-ons and all that sort of stuff. The first thing is his feet. So we can have these horrible toes here, or we can have these horrible toes. There was hooven feet, but I took them off to be used on the Bloodthirster kit bash, but I didn't use them in the end, but they're around somewhere and I'm not going to look for them, so I'm going to take, you can have 3 toes or 4 toes. I'm going to take the 3 toes because I think they look horrible. I think they look lovely and they're going to be amazing to paint. So I'm going to snip them off, clean them down, and they literally glue into the feet there. So right, the feet are on. One interesting thing about the feet, this one, as you can see, it looks like that. The other one has texture and stuff on it. So this is the one that's actually glued to the base. So it looks like he's running. Well, not running, but striding along. So the next thing to do is decide what arms he's going to have. And again, this kit has multiple options. So it's not the camera. From this lovely piece of kit, which this is an amazing piece to have on a model. So we get stone in his hand. He's holding a person, to a tree with a gravestone in it, to a tree with a big skull on the end. There's the other half of the skull. I'm actually going to go with, I don't know which one to go with, to be honest. Doesn't matter which one you go with, because each one is flat, yeah, and it sits in the arms. See, the arms are flat, it just sits on there. And then you've got all the extra bits like this hair tassel coming down. You got the, let me flip this around. You got shields, cloaks, other shields. I mean, there's in the collar here. You even got the cage, the wooden cage to hold the prisoner in. There's so much coming off of it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick the bits that I want to put on there, take them off and put them on, and then I will come back to you when I've glued them on. As you can see, I've had to prop them up that a certain way. Now what I'm going to do because one of the arms has these gaps on it. I can't remember what was meant to go into there. I can't remember, so I'm going to take the shields. Okay, there's a few of them here, and there's a few on the other sprue. I'm going to snip them off, and I'm going to glue them along the gap. Now I have switched to super glue for the hands because, as you can see, this needs to dry quickly and not sit there for ages. So I'm going to clip the shields off and glue them on. And there we have. Very simple. Now again, I can't remember what goes on the arm there because I have lost the instructions, so I can't. This is all done from memory. Hence why at the beginning I thought there was no actual leg. It was just something that makes you look like a leg. Then I thought, well, maybe these are the legs, but no, this is the arm that I should have probably gone with. Oh no, that's all one side. So this side, it has to be the other side. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, just now what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue him to the base. Some super glue on his foot because I want to get him on there as quick as possible for it to dry. Because it will try and lean to one side because it'll be heavy one side because of the big massive chain arm. Bring it forward a bit actually. Right, as you can see, it's nice looking good. Now, I've just done basic with this guy, but let me just give you, this is all the stuff that's on the sprue. There's different weapon options, some cloaks here. Now, I think these cloaks would be great on some fantasy heroes, so that's why I didn't use them. Again, this is good for a piece of terrain. You've got carrying the man. You've got the collar to go around his neck. I think that was put on there so if he's a giant for the Orc and Goblin army, he could be like a slave giant. There's a cow. Yeah. He's even got a rock here with half a person inside it. I think it's meant to be a stone statue, I think. Yeah, I think it's meant to be a stone statue. Where are we? But there's a bag full of people. You know, there's one sprue. Got the other sprue, which only has the leftover parts of a flattened snotling, some sort of Empire dude running away with his hands screaming out. There's so many different options on there, and I still might even, where are we, add this. I might do that still, but for the minute I need to leave it to dry because it's, as you can see, it's really such a huge model. I think that's not bad for building it from memory with no instructions. Chuck a comment below and let me know what you think. The one mistake I made on this is the bottom half of his torso, his pants, if you like, the underneath of it isn't clipped in properly. But that's not a big issue because you're not going to see that. Even if you pick him up and look, and if you pick him up and turn him upside down, will you see it? So it's not a big issue. If you've enjoyed this video, guys, if it's helped you in any way, please like, share, subscribe, turn on notifications. If you're looking at this kit because they've just released all these Gargants for AOS at the moment, so if this is helpful to you, great, fantastic. I'll bring you down and show you some pretty pictures. Until next time, guys, take it easy.